Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone over well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters, students, wherever you are, whatever your life may be. This isn't long, just a little quick. I want to try to keep up with this mass, or they say, or not mass, and active. You see the title there in Dallas, and with description. If you don't know by now, god damn, it's the same thing. This old dog with the same tricks. They're not intelligent, although they are in a way, right? They say they are wiser. They're wiser than the children of light. The scriptures do tell you that, but they are wise to deal with you, to deal with Jake. They know how to get over on you. They know how to get over on people. But overall, when you're given the spirit, they're not that intelligent. It's the same thing over and over. Same thing with the C Kirk thing. They keep updating really quick. It just so happened that none of the agents, none of the Gestapo was shot at. Only the immigrants. There's no outcry for the lives of the immigrants. Immediately, I think it was about an hour and a half ago, immediately it was the left. We are, sowing that discord. They're trying to incite that Egyptian against Egyptian. They're trying to get that stir up that discourse, stir up that divide, right? Because divide and conquer. So just you're being inundated with crisis after crisis after crisis until you just throw your hands up and say, fuck it. But the beauty is, if you have eyes to see, ears to hear, you can, basically stand now with 9 enchantments. And the left is a dog whistle for you Jakes, because they put that snare, especially through the black woman, the so-called black woman, to lean towards the quote-unquote left, right? So now you're lumped in with the weirdos and the FA, the F word that starts with that rhymes with maggot. You're lumped in with all of that. So whenever you hear these talking points, especially on social media, they'll say, the victims, which Jake is a victim in this wicked place, but they want to lump everybody else in. And then it makes it null. They try to make your testimony against them null and void by including you with all manner of debauchery. So whenever they say and they used it well with C. Kirk, he stood for oppressing marginalized communities, women, LG, Libiquita, alphabet, and then they throw in black people. That is a snare. Real smooth, slick tongue. That is a snare. And then our simple people, they fall for it, and now you are lumped in. So whenever they say the left, all that other stuff, yeah. But mainly, they want you Jakes. So-called black, so-called brown. So that war on drugs is going to be another... It's just another remake here. Let me start... goodness gracious. Let me start... let me get a scripture with Psalm 64 here. And this is a prayer that we should be praying every morning to be preserved from the wicked here, okay? A Psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword, and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and their heart is deep. But, and this is especially for the elect and those who have the gift of faith and the eye salve, right? You're able to see in the dark like an owl, right? But you know what's coming. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all the men shall fear, and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And that's what we're looking forward to being protected, to being covered, because ain't nothing left for him to do. These enchantments are slowly but surely stop. They're not going to work, or they're not really working. Even the layman, and I mean, when I say layman, I mean the brain dead, middle America, white evangelical Christian, who is the most gullible on the planet, next to a black pork chop eating nigga that goes to a Baptist church. Them two are the simplest people you will ever see in your life. Simple, gullible, believe any and everything by every wind of doctrine, or every little FALSE FLAGS, and they are still under the impression that it is left and right, under that delusion. But anyway, let's dang, I'm not subscribed to the New York Times, so it ain't gonna let me do it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. You bastard, I'm not giving you nothing. Live update. This was 3 minutes ago. 1 detainee killed, 2 wounded. And they don't care nothing about that, because they have no respect for any humanity but their own. Barely even their own. But they'll use the respect for the humanity of their own because they want to go at Jake. And they don't need a reason. They can just make some shit up. You saw with Seeker. How did HBCUs get involved, get threatened with another Edomite committed? That was so-called, that was white on white crime. That was mayo and chicken breast. That ain't had nothing to do with us. Mayo and unseasoned, boneless, skinless chicken breast. However, they threatened Jay. You see, they don't need. So you see, investigators said anti-Gestapo language was found on ammunition. Get the same thing. You see, left behind by the the alleged man here, who died of a self-inflicted wound. GSW. Officials previously said 2 detainees had been killed, but did not immediately explain the discrepancy. So now that they writing on, okay. So here's what's next. Is there a manifesto? Because I don't remember if the last one had a manifesto. So maybe this one will have the age-old manifesto. Maybe. We'll see. Say detention facility was an act targeted violent and an attack against the. So they say it. Look at they're saying it's an attack against the Gestapo enforcement. However, none of them were injured. None of them, there was nothing at them. Detainees were killed. Something smells fishy. Man. DOH, Department of Homeland. Okay, at the building, indiscriminately, right. Okay, at a van in the side port where the victims were hit. 2 detainees were killed, 3rd hospitalized. Authorities say suspect died of a self-inflicted GSW. Agency released 2 images showing bullet holes in the exterior window of the Dallas facility. And no, there's no way to question him because he's just, supposedly that's what he did. Okay. Early evidence. Speaking during a news conference with politicians and authorities, Joe Rothrock, the 3-letter agency agent in Dallas, said early, quote unquote, early evidence suggests the suspect shooter was anti-Gestapo in nature, due to writings found on the bullet casings near the gunman. But detainees were killed. Okay. Cash posted a picture of 5 unspent rounds, or shell casings or whatever, brass casings, with one engraved with the word I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is stupid. These despicable, politically motivated attacks against the law enforcement are not a one-off. We are only miles from Pearland, Texas, where just 2 months ago an individual ambushed a separate facility targeting their officers. Okay, of course, Abbott is playing along. So I'll link this. I'll link this in the description box. But clearly, the Lord is just not. Honestly, the Lord doesn't even have to be dealing with you to see that this is insane. This is literal insanity. But call Halal Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai, that he is dealing with you, dealing with us, and I pray that he continues to do so. Pray that, your discernment it remains or increases. Pray that your faith remains and or increases. Pray that the spirit that he has on you remains and or increases, so that that script, you don't fall on the wrong side of the scripture that says even the very elect would be deceived, because this is sloppy. And what that also indicates is, because they are sloppy, they're just a rabid dog backed into a corner. There's nothing left but Revelation 12, where that devil, he know that he got a short time, and he's going to come down with great wrath. All right, especially on you, Jake, or on us. All right, so pay attention to the times you're in.